This is Matador News, and these are today's headlines. 18 dead after a typhoon hits the Philippines. Another day of violence in Israel leaves 2 Palestinians dead.
The Force, it's calling to you.
And Star Wars fans are excited about the December opening of the new movie.
Nothing will stand in our way.
Hello, and welcome to Matador News. I'm Delmy Moran.
And I'm Lisa Choe. In the Philippines, Typhoon Koppu has left at least 18 people dead, 16 injured, and 1 missing. The 150 miles per hour storm ripped through the coastal province of Aurora, with more than 107,000 people taking refuge in shelters. A big concern is the extreme amounts of rain Koppu is expected to unleash. The Philippines is considered to be the most vulnerable nation on Earth for tropical cyclones. Local residents say they are surprised because storms are common in the area, but flooding is not. Estimates suggest the storm has caused at least $114 million in damage to infrastructure and agriculture.
Violence keeps growing in Israel, with attacks and deaths occurring rapidly over the past month. At least 8 Israelis have been killed by Palestinians. More than 40 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire in clashes over the same period of time. Israeli military say Palestinians stabbed an Israeli soldier during a violent riot near Hebron early Tuesday. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says he will meet with Israeli and Palestinian leaders. He says he would urge both sides to take concerted efforts to prevent further incidents.
Authorities have arrested a Malaysia-based hacker accused of stealing personal information of U.S. military members and giving it to ISIS. Kosovo citizen Ardit Farizi was detained in Malaysia on a provisional U.S. arrest warrant while authorities apply for his extradition. The U.S. Justice Department says Farizi hacked into the computer system of a company in the U.S. Farizi stole personal information of more than 1,000 U.S. service members and federal employees. Farizi is believed to be the leader of a hacking group known as Kosovo Hacker Security.
Mexican officials say fugitive drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was injured while evading authorities after a recent operation to try and capture him. El Chapo was injured in his face and leg, but was able to escape as the police tried to close up on him. Friday, Mexican officials said they launched an operation in northwestern Mexico. Authorities did not provide specifics on the date and exact location on the incident. El Chapo has been on the run since July, when he broke out of prison through an underground tunnel. Mexican officials say they have intensified their operations to try and capture El Chapo as soon as possible.
After nearly a decade of conservative rule, Canada's Liberal Party, led by Justin Trudeau, has won the general election. The lengthy campaign gave Trudeau an opportunity to reintroduce himself to Canadians. It gave him a chance to overcome conservative attacks that said he was too inexperienced to lead the Canadian nation. During the 11-week election campaign, the Liberal Party said they would legalize marijuana. They also said income tax would be cut for middle-class Canadians while increasing them for the wealthy. Trudeau is expected to be sworn in a few weeks' time. He's the son of late Prime Minister Pieh Trudeau.
In Istanbul, police say Briton Jacqueline Suan was found hanged in a restroom in Istanbul's Ataturk airport on Saturday. Suan, who once worked for the United Nations and the BBC, was flying from London to Istanbul to take a connecting flight to her base in Erbil. Turkish media say Suan missed her flight to Erbil. She was confirmed dead by the Britain's Foreign and Commonwealth Office. The Turkey state-sponsored news agency is reporting Turkish officials say that Suan hanged herself.
Former Virginia Senator Jim Webb is dropping out of the Democratic presidential primary race. Webb, a Vietnam veteran and former Navy secretary, says he has become disillusioned by how campaign financing has pushed both major political parties to extreme positions. Webb called affirmative action a state-sponsored racism, and analysts say his debate performance did not make a considerable impact on his poll numbers. Many liberal viewers felt that he came across as too conservative to win the primary. Webb says he is considering an independent run.
Vice President Joe Biden faces long odds if he decides to enter the candidate race. A new NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows division among Democratic voters on whether Biden should run. About 1 voter in 3 says he should run, 1 in 3 says he shouldn't run, and 1 in 3 are undecided. Voters haven't received a yes or no from Biden. The latest polls show Hillary Clinton ahead of Biden.
Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti was forced to cut short a town hall meeting with the Black community yesterday evening after being disrupted by Black Lives Matter protesters. The meeting was held at the Holman United Methodist Church, attended by several hundred people. Several dozen activists interrupted repeatedly. The Los Angeles Times reports the LAPD had to disperse the crowd before he could depart. Organizers of the forum urged protesters to have a civil conversation, but instead they chanted, "Black Lives Matter here." Garcetti initially came to answer questions from citizens regarding economic opportunity and community safety, but had to be escorted out by police.
Now let's go to Daisy Lightfoot with entertainment news.
Thank you, Delmy. Former NBA player Lamar Odom is now back in Los Angeles at Cedars-Sinai. Odom's estranged wife, Khloe Kardashian, wanted to move him to a Los Angeles hospital as soon as possible, according to E! News. Kardashian has been making medical decisions for Odom while he's been in a coma. While doctors say Odom is far from being fully recovered, his condition continues to improve. Odom was rushed to the Las Vegas hospital after an apparent overdose of cocaine and herbal supplement tablets at a brothel in Las Vegas. Actor and comedian Tracy Morgan announced plans for a comedy tour called Tracy Morgan Picking Up the Pieces around the country beginning on February 5th. Morgan announced the plans following his triumphant return to SNL and a surprise appearance at the Emmy Awards last month.
People were wondering, can he speak? Does he have 100% mental capacity? But the truth is, I never did. I might actually be a few points higher now.
Morgan was in a coma for 2 weeks following an accident involving a truck on the New Jersey Turnpike in June of 2014. Calling all the Jedis, reporter Leo Ibarra is in our newsroom to talk to us more about the latest Star Wars trailer.
Thank you, Daisy. The final Star Wars trailer has been released and fans are going cray-cray. Star Wars: The Force Awakens debuted during last night's football game. CSUN students reacted to the trailer for the movie that will premiere in December.
I saw it and it was amazing, honestly. I don't know what to expect. It looks pretty awesome, and my hopes are really high for it.
Tickets for the movie went on sale last night, but the premiere is still 2 months away. Movie ticket sites crashed as people tried to secure their seal for the premiere. A CSUN student thinks it's a smart idea for the early ticket sales.
I think the tickets, it could get really hectic, especially with the big Star Wars heads that take it to the grave. But I think it's actually a pretty smart idea because I know, like I said, it could get pretty crazy.
Well, some were busy buying tickets, others were busy creating a trending hashtag that promoted a boycott to the future film. The hashtag is in response to the 2 lead roles who are Black actors. The people calling for the boycott are saying the movie should have more white people in it. Most of the audience seems to think the diverse cast is a good thing. That's it for me here in the newsroom. Now back to Carlos Gonzalez with latest on health news.
Thank you, Leo. New guidelines for mammograms say fewer screenings for breast cancer are better than more. The American Cancer Society also says women should begin regular mammograms at age 45 instead of 40. The shift comes after it's been found that chances of false positives are high for women under 45. In some cases, women undergo painful tests and treatments only to find out that they never had a harmful cancer. Insurance companies typically pay for the mammograms, but it's now unclear if women at age 40 will get their screenings financed. Advocates for women and cancer survivors have criticized the changes, saying women themselves should be able to decide when to start screening. The first case of cancer streaming from Fukushima nuclear plant has been confirmed. Japan's Ministry of Health says a recovery worker in his 30s has been diagnosed with leukemia. The International Atomic Energy Agency said as late as last month, no health effects due to radiation from the accident are expected. Almost 45,000 workers have been involved in the cleanup work and are now at risk. The meltdown of Fukushima nuclear plant struck Japan after a devastating tsunami in 2011. Daytime, the best ways to boost your memory include rewards and power naps. A new study suggests getting rewards as we learn can help cement facts and reinforce new information. The findings published in the journal eLife showed a combined 90-minute daytime nap helps your memory even more. The results from the research are expected to be the key to understanding and improving learning for school children. Now back to Daisy with the business news.
Oprah Winfrey has finally turned to Weight Watchers, but hasn't lost a thing. In fact, Oprah has gained quite a bit in her pocket, that is. Weight Watchers announced the media mogul bought a 10% stake in the company yesterday and joined the board. As a result of the partnership and the stock price more than doubled, and has climbed 30% in midday trading as of today. Since Winfrey bought 6.4 million shares at $6.79 a share, she has earned about $72 million. Winfrey made her additional $72 million on her investment of $43.2 million. Oprah's stake only represents about 4% of her estimated net worth of $3 billion, according to Forbes. Iconic motorcycle company Harley-Davidson says they will be cutting an unspecified number of jobs. The company is reporting terrible earnings and sales, dropping 1.4% worldwide and 2.5% in the U.S. Harley-Davidson has been receiving competition from BMW and European motorcycle makers Ducati. Japanese motorcycle makers are also doing better than Hog. The company says they will reinvest $70 million in marketing and product development this year. The Hershey company says it will release a larger version of its classic chocolate kisses for the holidays. The chocolate will be double the size and will have a hazelnut and rice crisp center. Company officials say this new product is their biggest innovation since the almond kisses hit the market 25 years ago. The deluxe kiss will be wrapped in gold foil and will be on store shelves starting November 5th. Now back to Carlos with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Daisy. After last night's 11-8 victory, the Toronto Blue Jays pulled themselves within one game of the Kansas City Royals in the American League Championship Series. Toronto down early in the bottom of the second till Ryan Goins lasers a shot over the head of Royals shortstop Alcides Escobar to drive in 2 runs. Bottom of the third now. Blue Jays up 3-2, no outs. Troy Tulowitzki goes yard, dead center to extend Toronto's lead to 2. Shortly after, Josh Donaldson unloads on pitcher Joni Cueto, sending the back to the second deck. Kevin Pillar for the 9-2 lead. The Royals tacked on a couple runs late, but came up a little short. Game 3 of the National League Championship Series between the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs will take place tonight. The Mets lead the Cubs in the series 2-0. ESPN is reporting 5 former players and recruits of the University of Louisville say they attended parties that included strippers and dancers who were paid by the team's former graduate assistant coach, Andre McGee. One former player said he had sex with a dancer after McGee paid her. To avoid harassment and negative attention from fans, players, and coaches, all 5 ex-players or recruits decided to remain anonymous. Former recruit escort at the University of Louisville, Katina Powell, published a book this month titled Breaking Cardinal Rules, Basketball and the Escort Queen. She says on nearly 24 occasions, parties with stripping and sex were being held for recruits from 2010 to 2014. Powell says McGee paid her $10,000 for supplying dancers during the time period. Louisville and the NCAA investigations remain ongoing. If you haven't already seen the wild ending that happened on Saturday in Ann Arbor between rivals Michigan and Michigan State, here it is. Michigan with a 3-point lead, and on a 4th and 2, the punt is botched. Michigan State's Jalen Watts-Jackson picks up the loose ball and takes it to the house for the go-ahead score as time expires. University of Michigan fans didn't take the loss lightly and took their anger to social media. O'Neal received hateful tweets that included a handful of death threats. Michigan athletic director says he was shocked to wake up to the hurtful and vicious comments, and that such comments come from a small minority and don't reflect their institution. That's all for sports. Now back to Delmy with more news.
Thank you, Carlos. The struggling monarch butterfly may have found some hope in California's drought. The female butterfly is known to lay her eggs only on milkweed. Recently, homeowners in Southern California have been replacing their lawns with drought-tolerant landscapes, including milkweed. The number of milkweed plants had been falling nationwide, causing the monarch butterfly population to decrease from 1 billion to less than 60 million. But the change in lawns seems to be positive since it will be helping the drought and the majestic monarch.
The Institute for Sustainability is hosting its annual day on Cal State Northridge's campus. This year's theme is Building Resilience. The event includes presentations and information on growing healthy food and solar energy. Speakers also talked about the obesity rate. This event is being held in the USU Northridge Center. You can also get involved with the Sustainability Committee by emailing the Institute or going to the website. There's no cost to attend. Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Lisa Choe.
I'm Delmy Moran.
I'm Carlos Gonzalez.
And I'm Daisy Lightfoot. Have a great day.